Nehemiah begins, the Israelites are found at the walls and ruins of the city of Jerusalem. Jerusalem was their sacred and holy city, and that it was a part of who they were. It was their identity. But that had been destroyed. And something that I think is important about what Nehemiah did is he didn't stand there and complain about what happened. He prayed to God to guide him on the path to rebuild it. Something about that I think is special is that happens a lot in our lives. We come to problems where we don't know what to do, and that kind of ruins our identity. It makes us worry about what others think about us. Something for me personally, I've been a soccer player for 10 years of my life, but this past season, I suffered an injury and missed most of the season, and this summer decided I'm done with club soccer, which was not easy for me to do because it was such a big, important part of what I did. I spent all my time practicing, working hard to do the best I can when I step out onto the field. But with that, having said that, I think that if we all, including me, all of us, whenever we have a problem, we should do what Nehemiah did. Not complain or worry about the outcome of what's going to happen, but we should pray to God that He will guide us on the path of life.
Will your grace run out?
If I let you down, 'cause all I know is how to run. Will you call me child when I tell you lies?
'Cause all
I know is how to cry.
'cause I am a sinner, it's not one thing, caught up in words put in lines. You are a savior, you take broken inside and make it beautiful, beautiful. 'Cause I am a sinner, it's not one thing, it's another. Caught up in words to be life. You are a savior, you take broken inside and make it beautiful,
Beautiful.
Nehemiah could not complete the task of building the wall by himself. He called the Israelites to help him build the wall. At this point in the story, everyone is excited to build the wall and reach towards their common goal. The building would have went so much faster if they had a team together versus if Nehemiah had to build the wall himself. It would take forever or gone unfinished. This is similar to how we cannot grow in our faith by ourselves. We need community and fellowship. When we have other people to help out and answer our questions, when times get tough, our faith grows faster and stronger. Finding people that support this is tough, but you know when you found them. Jesus did the same thing in his ministry. He called his disciples to learn from each other and from him. When the disciples learned from each other, from their faith, they grew all faster and stronger together.
See bright crimson robes draped over the ashes, a wide open tomb where there should be a casket. The children are singing and dancing and laughing. The Father is welcoming. This is our homecoming. Roses in bloom, pushed up from the embers. The rivers of tears flow from good times remembered. The families are singing and dancing and laughing. The Father is welcoming. This is our homecoming. Noisy with the glorious sound. In a great cloud of witnesses all gather round. For the ones that were lost are finally found. The Father is welcoming. This is our homecoming. Scarlet sails and a crimson cross. Nail my dead to that old rugged cross. An empty slate at the empty grave. Thank God that stone was rolled. The scarlet sails and crimson cross. You nailed my dead to that old rugged cross. An empty slate at the empty grave. Thank God that stone was rolled away.
In the story, Nehemiah addresses that you cannot be distracted by real issues. So when my dad passed away from his sickness, I got distracted from church and God. I realized that God used this obstacle for his glory. I picked myself up and focused on the things I got distracted from, and that ultimately helped me grow closer to God, Jesus healed the sick and cared for the physical body of those around him. So knowing that God is watching over him helps me come to terms with what happened. In Matthew 14:13-21, it talks about Jesus feeding the 5,000. His people wanted a sermon, but Jesus realized their physical needs and they saw that he was hungry, and he decided to put their physical needs in front of their faith. He put this obstacle in my life, and it made me realize how much more I care for the church. The overall message I have for you is that God cares for you, all of you. Even when you're dealing with stress and you can't focus on our faith, God will always allow you to be in his kingdom. You may be going through something, and that's okay. Christ wants to be there for you and care for you.
One of the things that Chelsea talked about in her sermon tonight is how people before you have built things around you that have helped you in your own faith. And how you hopefully will go on and help others build in their faith. And so we want to take a minute tonight to not just think about that, but to actually acknowledge it. And so in just a second, Andy's going to be handing around a sheet of paper. Looks like this, and there's two questions on it. They're the two questions that Chelsea asked during her sermon. The first is, who have you felt the love of God through? Who has helped develop and fortify your faith? So I want you to take a second to think about that and write that down. But the second question is, who have you shown the love of God to? Whose faith are you helping to develop? Whose faith are you helping to fortify? These are two very important questions. Because if we can actually acknowledge and answer these questions, then the wall will continue to get stronger and stronger. And so I want you to take a few minutes, write down one name, write down two names, and then I want you to fold up your piece of paper. And I want each of you to come up here and put that piece of paper in one of the cracks in the walls, just like this. As a representation that the wall that we are all building, we're building it together. So take the next few minutes, write those down, come up here, put them in the wall, and then Ryan will continue us in worship.
Each other's cross to bear. Let each his friendly aid afford, and feel his brother's care. Help us to build each other our little stock and increase our faith, comfort our hope, and perfect us in love. Up into the army, let us in all things grow, till thou hast made righteous friendly they afford, and fill his brother's good.
Now that the Israelites have finished rebuilding the wall by banding together as a community under Nehemiah's leadership, these people once again felt safe and comfortable in their homes. Every one of them contributed to what they built was bigger than just a physical wall. They came together and became a family through faith and the Holy Spirit to restore their holy site to what it once was. Faith is something that is not built alone. It is something that develops over time through people around you. Just like in the story of Nehemiah, we came together to build something important. We each started this trip with maybe a friend or two and a whole lot of strangers in our vans. But over the course of the week, the van full of strangers has become a family through the work that we have done. We've become more talkative, and we've gotten to know one another. Together, we have restored these sites not just physically, but spiritually. The houses you were assigned have been transformed into holy sites. You can now look back on your work and see the transformation that you have caused by working together. As you finish your houses, feel the gratification and happiness that comes with helping people, and leave knowing everyone did their own part to build something, and you were all needed for the finished product.
People come together, strangers, neighbors, our blood is one. Children of generations, of every nation, of kingdom come. So don't let your heart be troubled. Hold your head up high, don't fear no evil. Fix your eyes on this one truth: God is madly in love with you. So take courage, hold on, be strong. Remember where help comes from. Jesus, our redemption, our salvation is in His blood. Jesus, light of heaven, friend forever, His kingdom come.
Sometimes in our journey of faith, we can get in the habit of playing the comparison game, where we look at the people around us and think, man, my faith is not as strong as that person. Or maybe you showed up this week and thought, man, they've come on 4 mission trips. This is my first one. But when we do that, we fail to recognize the work that God is doing in us already. That the creator of all things is creating something in you now. And that's something worth celebrating. I would be willing to bet that just in the short time that you've been here, that God has done something in you, even in a small way. And I would be willing to bet that when you go home, God is going to continue to do something in you. And that is something worth celebrating. And so as we go into this last song, I want everybody to stand up. And I want you to celebrate the goodness that God is doing in each and every one of you.
another one. I am free. I am free. I am free.
What?
Have lost another one. I am free. I am free. I am free. Have lost another one. I am free. I am free. I am free.
Wanna celebrate?
Have lost another one. I am free. I am free. I am free. Have lost another one. I am free. I am free.
You pick me up, you turn me around.
Place my feet on solid ground. I thank the Master. I thank the Savior.
Because he healed my heart,
Changed my name. Never free. I'm not the same. I thank the Master. I thank the Savior.
What?
I thank God.
We're gonna try something a little different. Try to follow our lead, alright? Come on. Get up,
Get up, get up,
get up out of that grave.
get up, get up, get up, get up out of that.
Sing it. Get up, get up, get up, get up out of that grave. Come on, you.
Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Come on, come on.
Get up, get up, get up,
Get up out of that grave.
get up, get up, get up.
Get up out of that grave. Get up, get up, get up, get up out of that grave. Come on.
Get up, get up, get up.
Get up out the grave. Come on, come on, let's go. Hey, get up, get up, get up out of that grave.
Get up, get up, get up out of that grave.
Get up, get up, get up, get up out of that grave.
Get up, get up, get up.
You pick me up, you turn me around.
Place my feet
On solid ground, I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, because he healed my heart and changed my name.
never free. I'm not the same. I thank the Master. I thank the Savior. I thank God.
Oh, God, you are so good. I am so thankful for tonight. I'm so thankful to be here and worshiping with this group of students and just recognizing what you're doing in their lives and the way that you're moving. I pray that we can continue this worship.